Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking. It means a lot that you guys keep clicking. If you guys keep clicking, I'll keep making. And today, we're talking all about Cassidy, someone who I think has gotten a lot of attention, specifically because she really appeals to this Twitter and woke crowd. You know, they see her as the quote-unquote queen to quote-unquote stan. Again, these are all words that I don't use on a daily basis, but these people love this woman. They claim that she's played one of the greatest games ever, at least a game better than Gabler. And in this video, I'm going to talk about why I really don't think that she deserved a win. Not that any of this final three really, stood out. I do feel like, though, Cassidy's game was very bad. I do not think objectively that it is a good game. And in this video, we're going to look at why, and also, Cassidy complaining about how the fact that she played a bad game is because she's a woman. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff because it's free, it's easy, and it really helps the channel out. So actually, instead of explaining this one out, I'm just going to let Cassidy kind of take it over first. So this is Cassidy talking about why she felt like she didn't get Jesse's vote at the end.
Conversation that I had with Jesse about the fire making, like, he had told me, I don't think this made the cut, but he told me, if you don't take me out in fire, I'm not voting for you. I'm going to vote for Gable or whatever. And I was like, and I remember like being offended. I was like, I don't understand why you're threatening me with that. Like, is it because I'm a woman? Like, he got all offended by that.
What are you talking about? Nobody brought up that you were a woman. Like, it wasn't even an iota of a part of a fraction of the convo, and yet you decided to bring it into the situation. I don't blame Jesse for getting defensive after that. I mean, if you're just like, hey, I think, you could be nicer to people, and then they would like you more. And then they're like, is it because I'm a woman? It's like, it's just, you feel like you're being attacked. And it's just like, to me, I do think that Jesse has a point there. Take him out in fire, and it's a much more guaranteed shot. He didn't say that she wasn't going to win, but simply that he wasn't going to give her his vote, which is smart. He's leveraging his vote outside of the game while he's still in the game. That's a smart idea. Doesn't always work, but it's a good idea, especially when he doesn't really have much options. And if she were to do that, it would have been a bad move because she can't make fire. But that's Jesse just trying to play the game. The fact that she can't see this and thinks that Jesse has some sort of agenda against her, or that because she didn't get Jesse's vote at the end, that she didn't get it specifically because she was a woman, to me, it's just silly. It shows a lack of common sense. Like, what goes through your head that makes you think that the reason that I didn't win was because of my chromosomes, not because of my horrible gameplay, which is what we're going to talk about now. I just want to go through, Cassie's game and look at her moves, or I should really say the lack thereof. I mean, there's just nothing here, and her stands claim that she's made all these moves, and there's just nothing here. All right, here's a 30-second summary of Cassie's game. In the pre-merge, she was carried by her own allies, although she was in the majority and got the better of Geo and Ryan. Not on her own, but with her allies, both of which had more of a role in the strategy and social gameplay on her tribe. Merge comes, and again, she sticks more with these people until the James blindside, which, by the way, was not by her doing. It wasn't even on the same group as her, as that was the split episode. Then the tribal where her and Ryan were up to, to go home, and it was Jesse and Cody and Gabler deciding. She gets spared and Ryan goes out. She is later going to use this as her own move, which is silly. Then towards the end, she gets in an alliance with Owen and Gabler and a few others, also kind of Jesse, and they run to the end of the game. She wins the last few immunity challenges, and she decides to put up Jesse and Gabler in fire instead of taking him out herself or putting up Owen against him in fire, and Gabler wins and kind of uses this, as well as just his superior final tribal performance, to beat her at the end 7-1. Okay, so for reference, in my comment sections, although my audience is mostly kind of Gabler stands and people in that crowd, I do have a lot of Cassidy stands, and the two moves that they give me that Cassidy made, and again, these are the only two moves out of all of these comments that are, saying, what, Cassie's an amazing player, she did, insert here. These are the two things that I hear the most. And the one move that I hear the most, this is number one, is that she made it to the end and didn't get voted out. Wow. Oh my God. It's almost like literally over 100 people have done this and gotten to Final Tribal, and anyone who's sitting there at Final Tribal can make that argument. It's almost like it's not a move, but oh no, no way, no way. And the other one that I've heard is that she, outlasted Ryan. Her arch nemesis. And I say that with air quotes because it's not really her nemesis. They didn't build that up at all. Didn't seem like that was the case on the island. They didn't have some sort of big argument or strategical like fallacy between them where there was some sort of division. It was just her and him because they're not in the same alliance. She didn't have control over the alliance that was kind of going after him and Geo. So again, it's just not really some sort of beef or anything. But even if she was in a place of power, I think it's still really stupid because Ryan is one of the worst players that we've seen in this entire new era. I mean, absolute lazy as far as gameplay goes, obviously. On the island and being physical, he's super strong and helpful. But as far as gameplay goes, just never really made an effort. You know, there's plenty of secret scenes of him just not playing the game and people just shitting all over him. I don't think he wins a jury vote or gets even close, so it's not like he had fan favorite upside. Again, to me, I just feel like Cassidy has no moves here, and the only two that her fan base claims are not moves. They're just textbook not moves. But there's plenty of ridiculous tweets. For example, like this one that says that Gabler won because the jury hates women. No need to watch it. Again, people angry, accusing Gabler basically of winning off a fluke, off a jury that is sexist when there's no evidence of it. They're simply assuming with zero fact, and that's a problem. And if you don't see that that's a problem, I encourage you to get glasses. Or this one where they're talking about how CBS, what happened, because they want their winners to be a certain race and or demographic. So it's frustrating. There's also this one where the Bitter Jurors podcast basically talked about how the men on the jury were so gleeful to discredit Cassie's game, which is silly because it's like they were just deciding who had the best game. And these are the same people who talked about how, well, the jury voted for Erica and Marianne, so be happy for them. And that's just how the game goes. If you get the votes to win, then you deserve it. The past 2 seasons when we've complained about, Erica and Marianne, especially Erica. And so now to see them kind of double back and reverse their thinking to the other side that we were trying to argue is hilarious now, right? We've been trying to say, hey, a winner can still be bad and get the votes at the end. The whole point of saying that a winner is quote unquote bad is that you wouldn't vote for them or that they maybe weren't deserving. But to say to me this, now the exact opposite, it's just silly. It goes back on what you believe in, what you've been preaching for the past 2 years. So I guess in conclusion, not only did she not play a deserving game to win, but now the fact that people are claiming that she's some sort of victim of sexism, it just makes her argument even harder to make. Now I've lost complete respect for not only her who's endorsing this and saying it herself, but also, obviously her stands on Twitter, which I never really had respect for in the first place. Over the past year when people have complained about Erica and Marianne in this new era and the faults of the shows, I've heard this from these people. They've told me that if you don't like it so much, just stop watching. And to them, I think it's time for them to hear their own line. So here you go. If you don't like it so much, just stop watching the damn show. But what do you think? Was Cassidy robbed? Let me know down below in the comments. As always, none of this happens without you guys. And if that's what, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.